Good morning once again, everyone. Today we're going to continue our discussion on data visualization. So far, we have been using the ggplot2 package, and in particular, a function of ggplot2, which is qplot, quick plot. So for the previous sessions, we were able to generate different types of plots using the qplot function of ggplot2. Today, we're going to use the more robust function, the ggplot function. Okay, so I'm sure you have already installed ggplot2. Now, if you want to check what packages have already been installed in your machine, you can use this function in install the packages. Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds to run that and generate the results. You'll have a listing of the packages that have been installed in your computer. Now, we will not be getting the same answer because I have already installed several packages in my machine. I will not run this. I will just give you a few seconds to run it. And once you have run it, guys, kindly chat if you got the results already so that I know when to proceed. So this is the code for that, install that packages. Open and close parentheses, that will give a list of the packages that are currently installed. Okay, so let's wait for the others. Okay, thank you so much. So I won't run this anymore, guys, but definitely if I run this, I'll have a really long list of packages that have already been installed in my machine. So I will not run that. And guys, in case I get cut off, just please remain because the intermittent connection today, this morning, is quite choppy. It's quite sloppy. So it has been, I've been getting on and off internet since this morning. All right. Now, I'm sure you have already installed ggplot2 because we have been using that since last week, the qplot. Now, there's another, if you want, guys, if you want to check if a particular package is already installed, and then if not, and then install it, we can use one particular code chunk for that. So we can use the if function. So, okay, let's start with the installed packages. We know that this is the code in order to get installed packages. Okay, then we can make use of the if function to test if a particular package is already installed or not. So I can attach if here, and then I can use the exclamation point, which in R means not. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's use. Let's see, DeepPlayer, guys. I'm not sure if you have already installed DeepPlayer. DeepPlayer. Okay. So here we're testing if DeepPlayer. Okay, if DeepPlayer, and then we have to use the. We have to use this. Okay, the pipe operator. Okay, this means that if DeepPlayer is in, okay, then we use the row names. No? Row names. Okay, so take a look at this first. So this code is telling us that if the function DeepPlayer is in the row names of the installed packages, because installed packages, guys, will give us a list of packages. Okay, and then we're testing if DeepPlayer is not in the row names of the installed packages function. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to close this first. We have 1, 2, 3 open parentheses. So we we should have 3 close 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're closing this. Okay, so if you take a look at this, if not DeepPlayer. Okay, if it's not in the row names of the installed packages, so that what are we going to do with it? Okay, we're going to use a open brackets. Okay, then install that packages. Okay, and then you have your DeepPlayer. Okay, and then whether or not the package is installed, we have to require DeepPlayer. Okay, so take a look at this code, guys. If DeepPlayer is not in the row names of the results of installed that packages, okay, then we're closing 1, 2, 3 open parentheses, and then 1, 2, 3 closing parentheses, and then what will happen? Then we're asking R to install the packages, no? DeepPlayer, if it's not in the installed packages. However, if it's in the row names, then it will just require or load DeepPlayer. Okay, so let's run this, guys. Okay, in my case, it tested if DeepPlayer is in the installed packages. And since it is in the installed packages, then it went here directly. It required DeepPlayer. Okay, how about in your case, guys? May I know if the result of this code chunk was for R to install DeepPlayer? That means that DeepPlayer is not yet installed in your machine. So kindly, guys, kindly chat, please. If R installed it in your machine and required it, kindly chat yes. I'd like to know, guys, if what happened to your code. Okay, let me see. Okay, yes. So hindi na siya nag-install, no? Sa inyo kasi siguro na-install na natin package na yun before, no? So ano na lang, require na lang niya, no? Linode na lang niya. Okay, for those of you who have not yet installed DeepPlayer in your machine, then mag-i-install dito yun. And then i-load niya for our use. Okay, so there are other packages that we're going to use. So some of them are for this paki-install natin to yung kay NYCFlights. Now, since DeepPlayer is already installed, tanggalin na natin. Okay. And then si Gapminder, Cable Extra, and then Patchwork, Scales, String R. These are used for for descriptive statistics. Itong tatlong to. Hindi pa yata natin na i-install to. No? Okay, so how do you install these packages? You know the drill, guys. Dapat nasa ano siya, di ba? Dapat nasa loob ng code shop. And then if you're installing several packages, we can make use of this one, installed packages, then combine them. Yan, kama na lang to. Yeah, okay. So, pwede yung sabay-sabay, guys, na i-install yung packages, no? Okay, close this. Okay. All right. So if you can see here, guys, installed packages. We're installing several packages at one time. So we can use this. We can use the concatenate function. And then after installing it, guys, we require the packages. So kindly run now, guys. And then once you're done, kindly chat again. Okay, guys, pasensya naman. I think the internet connect. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
So once I get disconnected, guys, just kindly stay kasi very intermittent yung connection ko ngayon eh. Okay, and once you're done with the loading of the packages, please chat so that I know that you're done. Okay, thank you. Good. Good. Salamat ha. All right. Let's give a few more seconds to the others. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have loaded these packages. We're going to make use of them today, but maybe not all, but some of them. Okay. So let's start learning, guys, the grammar of graphics functionality of ggplot2. As I mentioned before, the grammar of graphics, it's a theory as far as the data visualization is concerned. And this theory is the one that's used for ggplot2 package. Just like in any language, my structure, my construct, my grammar, and there are rules by which you have to abide with in order to be understandable. You can't speak English without knowing the rules of grammar. Parang Filipino then, or any language for that matter. There are certain rules as far as the use of nouns, verbs, the parts of speech. No? We just can't combine these elements in any arbitrary order. We have to follow a certain set of rules known as the linguistic grammar rules. Okay? Ganun din guys sa data visualization. It makes use of what we call the grammar of graphics. And dahil lang guys, 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. So let's take a look at the components of the grammar of graphics. So there are 3 basic components. Okay, number 1 is the data. We have to identify the data that we're using. Okay, number 2, the aesthetics. The aesthetic attributes pertain to the mapping of the X and Y axis, the attributes of the geometric object, okay, the position, the color, the shape, and the size. This will fall under the aesthetics. And thirdly, we have the geom or the geometric object. Okay, it refers to whatever geometric object we want to be plotted. So ito yung tatlong basic components ng ito yung tatlong layers. Of course, we can add on to the layer. What's good about the GG, the grammar of graphics, is that we can add on to these layers, and then it will give the attribute or the quality of the plot. So meron pang iba. Other components can include facet. Okay, facet will break your plot into several subplots. For example, you're using gender as a factor, then it will split the plot into the levels of your gender. Okay, then also your position. Okay, and there are other components which we actually don't need. Sa atin, importante na itong 5 basic na to. It's more than enough for our purposes. Okay, there are, as I said, may mga scales pa, and that will not be considered in this subject. Generally, the grammar of graphics allows for a high degree of customization of plots. So this is one thing very good about the grammar of graphics. It's very robust, it's very flexible, okay, and you can really come up with data visualization or using different degrees of customization. Okay, we're going to learn in this subject the 5 named graphs, no? A5 and G. Yung pinaka-basic na mga graphs. Later on, maybe after we do this, we can learn other examples of more complex plots. So you have the scatter plot, the line graph, the histogram, the box plots, the bar plots. Okay, this may be basic, but most of the data, guys, that we're going to use would require this type of plots. Although last time, di ba, nag-violin plots tayo, di ba, using cube plots. You can also do that here sa ggplot2 and even more robust visualization. Okay, we're going to use the NYCFlights package. As usual, guys, tingnan natin na ba itong NYCFlights na to?
Sir.
Yes?
Sorry, hindi ka po ata naka-share screen, sir.
Ha?
Apo.
Yes, sir.
Ano ba? Kanina pa, hindi ako sinabihan.
Sir, nag-chat po ako.
Ay, ganun ba? Sorry ah. Pag ganyan, ano na lang. Kasi mas makuha niyo attention ko. Ano na lang. Wag na lang chat. Mag-unmute na lang kayo. Okay. So ito, this is what happened a while ago. Nag-ano na naman siya. Nawala na naman sa okay. Kanina pa ako nagsasalita para dito. Nadi-disconnect siya. Okay. Alright. So I don't know where. Just very quickly, guys. This is what we were saying. Anyway, nasa notes naman to. Nasa file niyo. 3 main components ng grammar of graphics: yung data, yung aesthetics, ito yung mapping ng kung saan yung x-axis at saka y-axis, and we can use also aesthetics to define the attributes of your geometric object. Example nga dito, yung position, yung color niya, yung shape, yung size. Tapos yung G yung object na gagamitin. Ano ba yan? Bar plot ba yan? Box plot ba yan? Line graph ba yan? Okay? Scatter plot ba yan? Etc. There are other components, as I mentioned, yung facet at saka yung position. Okay? In this session, in this class, we're going to learn the 5 most basic graphs: scatter plot, line graph, histogram, box plots, and bar plots. Okay, and there are rules by which you follow them. Kunyari, yung scatter plot. Kailan mo ginagamit yung scatter plot? Scatter plot, you use that for bivariate data. Ibig sabihin, bivariate, dalawa yung quantitative data natin. May y tayo at saka x. So bivariate, dalawang data. Okay? Right. So iba naman, univariate lang. Kunyari, line graphs. Line graphs usually, univariate siya, however, time series. So may mga rules yan on what to use so that you're guided. If you're plotting a particular data set, you know which to use. Okay, si ggplot2, by the way, guys, merong, I think, did I already mention that to you? Dito yan sa let's take a look at that first. Let's see the cheat sheet for ggplot2. This is one good thing with CRAN, with R. Marami silang informative na instructional materials like this. Okay. So, this one, let's open this. Data visualization. Okay, this is the cheat sheet, no? For ggplot2. 2 pages lang siya, but they're really good cheat sheet. Sinasummarize na niya kung ano yung mga importante. Like this one, guys. Let's start with the most basic one. ggplot2 is based on the grammar of graphics. The idea that you can build every graph from the same components. So ito yung tatlong basic components. No? A data set, a coordinate system, or ito yung aesthetics natin, and geoms. Okay? So ito yung data natin, plus the coordinate system, plus the geoms will give us, the data plus the geom, the object to be used, plus the coordinate system will give us the plot. Okay, to display values, map variables in the data to visual properties of the geom, which is the aesthetics, like size, color, x and y functions. Okay, we're going to learn that, guys, today. Okay, so may mga examples dito, no? Kunyari itong aesthetics, no? Okay, kunyari yung color. So may mga specifications yung color. Merong line end, line join, yung size, okay, yung shape, yung plot character niya, ito yung different objects. Okay, so this guys is a very helpful cheat sheet kasi makikita natin kung paano natin ipa-plot yung isang type ng plot, no? So meron ditong stats, may scales, may coordinate system. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, guys, yung faceting. Okay, positions, ito yung sinabi ko din sa inyo, facets and positions, may labels and legends din. And notice, guys, if you notice the plot, no? For example, dito. Narito, R plus coordinate Cartesian, okay, T plus facet. Okay, you notice that you use plus, di ba? T plus labs, E plus geom label, E plus geom point. Okay, because it's layering lang to, no? Magsisimula tayong unang basic na plot, tapos we can add on to it like this. A plus geom blank, A plus expand. Where A daw dito is yung ggplot ng economics, ito yung data. Tapos ito yung aesthetics, ito yung X, at saka ito yung Y. Okay? So, 2 variables naman to, continuous bivariate distribution, etc. Pag one discrete, okay? One discrete, one continuous, ito naman yung gagamitin, etc. guys. So, I'm just leading you to this. I would suggest that you download this and keep it as a reference, especially when you're using ggplot2 for plotting. Okay, let's go back to our file. Okay, so we're going to use the NYCFlights 13. Okay, so let me run this help function. Always a good practice class to learn more about what that package gives us, no? Yung mga functionalities niya. Let's see what NYCFlights package is. We can check also sa Quran, sa internet, NYCFlights. It's taking some time to load. Guys, it is internet. See which is faster. NYCFlights 13 package. NYCFlights 13. So nasa Quran siya. Ito yung reference manual, no? Okay. So updated siya just recently, no? April, last year pala, April 12. So this is all about the flights that departed New York City in 2013. Kaya nga NYC siya, New York City Flights 2013. Airline on-time data for all flights departing NYC, New York City in 2013. It also includes useful metadata. Metadata means data about the data, information about the data. So alam mo niya mga airlines, airports, weather, and planes. So it's a table, special type of a data frame. Ang suggested use is DeepPlayer. And then these are the airlines, airports, flights, planes. I think these are the data sets that come with it. Okay, ito yung mga data sets na kasama dun sa package na NYCFlights 13. And then you have here itong airlines. So it's a data frame, no? So yung airlines, guys, it's a data set. So si NYCFlights 13, it's a package and it contains 5 data sets. Airlines, ano laman ni airlines daw? It's a data frame. Alam natin kung ano yung data frame, di ba? With columns. Okay, and yung carrier, yung airline, 2-letter abbreviation. Tapos meron din ditong airports. Okay, another data frame. No? And then flights then. And then yung flights data. And then planes. And then weather. All right, so those are the data sets that come with the package. Right, no? Data sets, airlines, airports, etc. Okay, and then, yung ano mismo, yung wala dito yung mga functionality niya. No? So yun lang siya. It's just a set of data, set of data that come with the package. Okay, right. Clear so far, guys. So NYCFlights, it's a package that contains 5 data sets: airlines, airports, weather, planes. Apat lang ba? Okay, 4 data sets. Okay, clear so far, guys, yung NYCFlights? Chat naman please kung clear yung sa NYCFlights. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so let's run data flights. So we're using here the data that comes with NYCFlights. Na-load na natin, di ba? Install na natin, tapos na-require na natin. So we can now access let's run this 3. So it will load now the flights dataset. Okay, flights, ibig sabihin, hindi ko pa kaya maraming library, NYCFlights. Kung kaya ka na-load. Load ko na siya. Okay, and then run ko ito. Okay, guys, you see the message a while ago. It cannot find the NYCFlights, no? Kasi hindi ko pa nga na-load. Hindi ko pa na-run yung library. Okay, here we have the data set, guys. How many rows of observations? 336,000. So this is a relatively, so far, ito yung pinakamalaking, pinakamalaking data set na nakita natin. 24 variables with 336,776 observations. Okay, so this is quite a big data set. Pero sa data science guys, usually million pa nga yung mga ginagamit. Okay. And then let me just run the flight we have. Okay, so yung mga variables niya, yung year, everything here is 2013. And then ano yung month na to? So 12 months to, no? 1 to 12. And then the specific day, departure time, scheduled departure time, departure delay. Okay, where did this come from, yung departure delay na to? Saan nanggaling yung departure delay? Ang scheduled departure time niya is 5:15. Umalis siya 5:17, so may delay ng 2 minutes. So that's where this came from. So ito naman, ang scheduled departure niya, 6 o'clock, umalis siya ng 5:54, so -6. Ibig sabihin, ahead yung pag-alis niya. And then, ito, arrival time, guys, anong oras dumating dun sa destination? Okay, it left 5:17, it arrived at 8:30. Scheduled arrival time is 8:19. So, dumating siya ng 8:30, na-delay siya ng 11. Then carrier is United Airlines to, no? Then flight number, tail number, origin. Origin, guys, saan galing ang origin na to? Dito, ang tingnan natin sa structure, ang origin tatlong klase, no? Newark, LaGuardia, at saka JFK. Tatlong airports sa New York City kasi. And then ito yung destination. Yung airport, kung saan siya, Atlanta. I'm not sure of this. Hindi ko chinek kung ano yung mga San Francisco, no? LA, Boston. Okay, so I'm not sure of IAH. Okay, so arrival time is air time. Okay, 227 minutes. No? So that means mga 3 hours plus, which is correct kasi 8:19 naglanding, 8:30 naglanding, 5:17 umalis. So that's more than 3 hours. No? 3 times 60, 180. So 227 hours. Minutes wala. And then distance, this most probably will be in baka milestone. No? US kasi miles yung ginagamit. English system sila. And then, I'm not sure about R. 5. Okay. Yung departure time niya, 5:15. Yung R, 5. And then 15. Okay, and then time, R. Okay, so this is January 1, 2013. Time, yung hours lang, ano? Yung hours lang, hindi na sinama yung minutes. Yan, so, looks like yung hours lang. Yari, umalis kasi sa 5:15, re-record lang yung 5. Okay, so far guys, you have an idea about the data set that we're going to use. Paki-chat naman please kung clear yung data na gagamitin natin, yung flights data set of NYCFlights 13 package. Okay, good. The rest? Okay. Always guys, always, before you even work on your data set, medyo alamin niyo muna kung ano ba yung data set na yan. Okay, meron ba dito mga are there here character or categorical variables which we can use as a factor? What do you think? May mga ano ba dito, character variables which we can use as a factor? Anyone? And unmute yourself. Raise your hand. Browse through the flights data set. Which of the variables there could be classified as factors? Anyone? So factors, ano pwedeng gamitin ng factors? Okay, di ba? Carrier, origin. So although mga character sila, pero pwede silang use as a classifier. No? Okay. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the variables, guys. New names will give us a list of the variables. 17, 18, 19, 19 variables. There are 19 variables in year, 17, 18, 19. So there are 19 variables all in all. Let's take a look at the structure. Okay, so this is a table. This is a special type of a data frame. It's a data table. There are 336 rows times 19 variables. So data frame siya, specifically a table. And then these are the variables: year, month, and year is an integer. Departure delay is numeric. The carrier is its character, which we said we can use as a factor. Sino pa? Tail number, maybe pwedeng gamitin na factor. Origin yan, pwedeng factor yan. And destination. And then the time R, sabi natin, this is a POSIX CT. Yung POSIX CT, daily type, guys, can handle minutes and hours. Kaya yung format na to, no? It can handle the date, of course, the year, the month, the day, and it can handle the time. Yun ang advantage ng POSIX CT. It's a time R. It's a data type that can handle time. So my notes ko dito, guys. POSIX CT data type stores both date and time with an associated time zone. Okay, the default time zone selected is a time zone that your computer is set to, which is most often your local time zone. Okay, yung data type na to, guys, kaya nako-compute niya kung ilang days between two dates is because sinet niya yung January 1, 1970 as, can you see the screen, guys? Ano naman itong, can you still see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just FYI lang, guys, yung POSIX CT na data type, ang reckoning is that January 1, 1970, that's your date 1. Okay, so if you want to get the date prior to January 1, then December 31, 1969, it is referenced as -1. Okay, so that's one day before January 1. Okay, that's the POSIX. Okay. Okay, I stand corrected, guys. So, ang time zero nito is January 1, 1970. Okay, so the following day, January 2, that's time 1 already. So, ang pinaka-origin, yung time zero, is January 1, 1970. So, as I was mentioning a while ago, December 31, 1969 is -1. So ang ginawa nila, in-scale nila yung mga dates so that you can count the number of days between dates or the number of years depending. Okay, so yun yung structure. No? Okay, then let's take a look at the summary. Natin yung summary. It will generate the 6 number summaries for the variables. Okay, pero yung 6-number summary, guys, it does not have any meaning to some quantitative variables. Kunyari, itong year, month, day, walang meaning yung average 15.7 to 1 ang mean or median na 16 dun sa day. Okay. For the others, departure time, okay, ito din kasi guys, ano to no? Ito may mga missing values, 8,255. So again, departure time, it doesn't make sense to get the median, the mean kasi time, time data to. Right. So as far as we're concerned, itong departure delay, pwede ito. This is a meaning. Kasi here you're counting the number of minutes. So this one, guys, 1,301. Ibig sabihin, may flight na na-delay ng 1,301 minutes. So ilang hours yun? 16 times. Hindi. Mga 20 hours. No? 20 hours. Kasi 1,301 divided by 16. That's more than 20 hours. So 20 hours delay ito. Maximum may delay siya na, may isang flight na na-delay na more than 20 hours. Baka may storm dyan, delay that time. Tapos may mga missing values tayo, 8255. Okay, ang earliest, guys, ang earliest na umalis, 43 minutes ahead of schedule. Almost 1 hour ahead of schedule. Okay, and then, ito naman din, arrival delay. Okay, so arrival delay, relevant din itong mga 6-number summary na to. Okay, there was one that got delayed 1,272 minutes. So malamang guys, itong na-delay na 1,272, yun yung umalis na na-delay ng 1,300 plus minutes. Okay. Then yung mga character guys, binilang lang siya. Origin, destination, binilang lang siya. Okay, so that gives us the summary. Okay, then si DeepPlayer guys, may function na glimpse. Tingnan natin itong glimpse function. Okay, so parang pareho lang siya ni summary, ano? So number of rows, 33676, number of columns, and then it gives us a description and the first 10 first 10 observations. So si years, si month, integer siya. Then sa departure delay, okay, may mga characters, carrier, etc. Okay, so from the DeepPlayer, guys, meron tayong parang summary function. Okay, and then lastly, let's run this. We did this before already in skim function. It will give us some descriptive statistics. Okay, so yan, no? Classify niya yung type ng data, may character, 4, may numeric, 14, and may separate na POSIX CP. Okay. As we said, guys, the POSIX CP, it's a type data type that's related to time. So it can store the date and the hours. Okay, so this is what this skim function from skim R will generate. Okay, may histogram sa dulo. Okay, then sineparate niya yung mga data types. No? First, sineparate niya yung mga character variable, and then numeric, and then yung POSIX. Okay, so here are other types of descriptive statistics, smart exploratory data analysis. Meron ditong explore data. Data is equal to flights type 1. So let's run this. Okay. So summary din siya, guys, ng mga variables natin, sample size, number of variables, ilan yung numeric, ilan yung factor, 0, okay, kasi hindi pa natin na-classify structure. Text or character variables, 4, walang logical, walang identifier, date is 1, yung POSIX city, number of 0 variants, percentage of variables having complete cases, so 68% yung complete yung cases, 13 variables. The rest, 6 variables have missing values in it, no? May mga NA. Now remember guys, it's very important guys to determine kung may mga NAs tayo. Kasi pag magko-compute tayo ng summary stats, magkakaproblema tayo kung may mga NAs tayo. A number of variables having more than 50% and less than 90% missing values, wala naman. Number of variables having more than 90% missing values, wala naman. Okay. So any questions so far, guys, about this type 1 descriptive statistics using smart EDA package? Okay, meron naman type 2. Okay. Ito din yung parang structure of the data. Okay, so these are your variables, yung type niya. Okay, kung ilan yung missing, okay, ilan yung percentage na missing, okay, ilan yung distinct values. It gives us also pretty good information about the data. Okay, so let's move on, guys. Yung paste text, ginawa na natin to dati. No? Just a quick summary. From diba naalala itong stat that describe. All right. So you've seen this before. Merong confidence interval of the mean, variance, standard deviation, coefficient of variance. Okay, so quite a number of descriptive stat measures. Okay, so tayo dito. And lastly, in summary tools lang. Let's see how what's generated by the DF summary of summary tools. This last one, using the summary tools package. Let's just wait for it. Okay. All right. So what does this generate? Summary tools, DF summary. Okay, ito yung object natin, flex, di ba? Round up digits is equal to 2 digits. Style multiline justified is equal to left. Okay, so what's given us here, yung POSIX natin, yung POSIX object, binigay minimum, maximum, range. So parang kulang itong output nito. And again, guys, if you're using a particular function for the first time, always a good practice to check. Kunyari itong summary tools na to. Okay. It's quite a huge output. Okay, type 2, no? Ito, what do you find in type 2? Yung variable name, tapos yung count ng missing, marami din siyang stat na pinaprovide. Okay, so quite a lot, no? It's, ito, per variable yung tinitin niya. For example, arrival time. Dinidescribe niya ano yung average nun. Okay, ano yung standard deviation? Ano yung minimum, ano yung median, ano yung maximum? Okay, ano yung IQR niya? Yung quartile 3 minus quartile 1, it's 836. 411 distinct values. Okay, so yung next variable naman. So it's a very comprehensive description of your variable. Yan ang binibigay sa atin ng variables describe mo. So that's what the summary, kaya nga summary tools, no? Summary tools give us. It's really a summary per variable din ng data set natin na pinapasummarize. Okay, so any questions so far, guys? Okay, chat na lang please kung clear so far yung discussion natin, yung mga ginamit natin ng mga functionalities ng different packages. Okay, all right. So let's now, guys, go to our data set itself. Okay, so we're going to use the flights data, and we have that already here. Check natin sa mga environment natin. The flights, no? We have already that data. It's a data frame. It's actually a table. 336,776 observations of 19 variables. So 336,000 rows of observations, and then 19 variables. Okay, quite a lot. Okay, so first, guys, ang gagawin natin, gusto natin i-subset. Ito yung tinatawag natin na SQL, Structured Query Language. We have the flights dataset, but we're not going to use everything there. Ang gagawin natin, magkakreate tayo ng isang object. Okay, tatawagin natin, in this case, Alaska Flights. Okay, tapos kukunin natin, guys, dito sa flights data frame natin. Okay, we're going to, dito sa flights natin, yung variable yung sa carrier, no? Okay, so let me go to carrier. Here's the carrier, guys. Hindi, no? So, ang gagawin natin, we're asking R to please get yung Alaska Airlines dito, yung AS. If you take a look at this, sabi yun. Okay, so we're creating an object called Alaska Flights. Okay, and then sa flights function, sa flights dataset, ito, guys, yung ang tawag dyan, yung pipe operator. I don't know if I introduce that to you. Okay, this one. Yung percent, and then greater than percent. This is what we call your pipe operator. And then it means, and then. Pagkatapos, parang sa Tagalog, no? Pagkatapos, ganon. So here we're creating an object called Alaska Flights. Okay, and then we're starting with flights, and then, okay, and then. Oops. Okay, this is what we call the pipe operator, guys. Anong shortcut ng pipe operator? Remember, guys? Kasi ang tagal i-type niya, yung percent and then greater than and then percent. What's the shortcut for the pipe operator? Guys? Anyone, please? Shortcut for pipe operator. Kasi mahirapan tayo pag i-type natin ng ano yan, ng matagal. Okay? I think na-discuss na natin yan, di ba? Sa Mac, it's Command Shift M, right? Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Mark. Sa Windows, ano? Control Shift M, di ba? Control Shift and then M. Dapat nasa ano kayo guys, nasa code shop. Okay? It will not work outside your code shop. Pag naka-mark down tayo. Control Shift M. Okay? Oh, it works also pala. Sorry. Oh, it will work pa rin kahit nasa labas tayo ng code shop. Control Shift M. Pwede pa rin. Sorry about that. Okay, so we use the pipe operator, guys, in order to pass on functionality. Okay, this comes from your DeepPlayer. Kung hindi natin linode si DeepPlayer, hindi natin magagamit no? So let's see. Flights and then filter. Itong filter function, guys, okay, this comes from DeepPlayer. DeepPlayer siya galing. Anong ginagawa niya? What does this function do? Ano ginagawa ng DeepPlayer function, guys? Anong filter function? Okay, as the name suggests, guys, filter, ang ginagawa ng filter, i-remove niya, guys, yung mga rows, no? It will remove the rows, okay, and then it will only return yung mga rows na may ang carrier niya AS. Okay, so let's run this. No? Run natin. Okay, and then now we have here an object called Alaska Flights. Okay, imagine guys sa Excel, ang hirap ito gawin sa Excel. Pero ito, just with the use of the pipe operator, so from flights, and then filter natin yung carrier na is equal to AS. So let me see this, yung Alaska Flights natin. Okay. So ilan siya? Ilan siya, guys? 714 rows, and lahat siya, guys, lahat AS na. Check nyo. Hanggang 714. So it's all AS. Okay? Alright, pause muna ako, guys. Pause muna and then kindly chat kung okay tayo so far. Chat naman please kung okay. Waiting for the response of others. Thank you. Thank you. Sana maka 75% tayo responses. Salamat, guys. The rest, let's give your classmates a few more seconds. Yung iba? Any questions, guys? I only got 11 responses. How about the 9 others? Okay. Pause lang ako ng recording. All right. So you can see here, guys, that with this simple line of code, we were able to filter our data, yung flights data natin, from 336 observations in flights data, naging 714 rows na lang. Ito, 714 observations. Yan. Diba? So very quick, no? Very quick. If you're going to do that in Excel, nako, mahirapan gawin yan, guys. So the DeepPlayer, guys, is a very powerful uh, powerful tool for nalagay ko yata ito. Powerful tool for data wrangling. We call it data wrangling. It's a subset tayo, nag-filter tayo, nag-remove tayo ng mga ano. That's our next lesson afternoon. Okay. All right, so we're going now to plot. We're going now to use ggplot in order to come up with a plot for our data. So first is our scatter plot. Now, yung scatter plot, guys, siya yung pinakamadali. No? Ginagamit siya sa bivariate. Okay? Yung bivariate, guys, means two variables and dapat numerical yung mga variables. Hindi pa pwedeng character at saka numerical. Okay, so let's see, guys. Let's plot. Okay, here we're making use of the ggplot function. Okay, in-identify natin yung data is equal to NYCFlights. So yung mapping natin, guys, the mapping is equal to aesthetics. Remember yung aesthetics, guys. We have to define the x-axis and then the y-axis. Yan. So remember, guys, tingnan natin sa NYCFlights natin. Meron tayong departure delay. Ito. Departure delay and arrival delay. Departure delay. And dito sa bandang dulo is your arrival delay. Arrival delay. Ito here. Departure delay, arrival delay. And we'd like to see kung ano ba pag nadi-delay ng departure, gaano kalaki yung delay ng arrival. Okay, that's what this intends to plot. Yung departure delay vis-a-vis the arrival delay. So when you plot this, guys, ano nangyari? Error in ggplot2. Bakit daw? Okay, hindi ko pa pala dalaan. Dapat hindi ko pa na ano si library. ggplot2. Okay. Alright. Now let me run this now. Kapag nakakita kayo ng ganung error, guys, ibig sabihin, hindi nyo pa hindi pa na-load si ggplot2. Okay, so what do you notice, guys? Print natin dito on the y-axis is your arrival delay, and on the x-axis is your departure delay. Okay, minap niya, guys. So we have this coordinate system, no? Kaso bakit wala yung plot? May data naman, di ba? May data tayo, NYCFlights. Meron namang x-axis at y-axis. Okay, what's missing here, guys, is we said yung pangatlong layer is a geom. Okay, so the geom object is supposed to identify kung anong klaseng object ang ipa-plot natin. So let's take a look at this. So we have geom, ggplot, and this is our data. This is our mapping. Okay, and then take note, plus. Okay, now notice, guys, doon sa ggplot po, ando doon sa loob niya yung andi dito yung data and yung aesthetics. Okay, nakalabas yung geom point. And by the way, when you plot ggplot, dapat yung plus, kasi layering to, no? So plus tayo ng plus, ng plus, ng plus. The plus should be at the end of the line. Do not put the plus at the beginning of the line because that will not work. So dapat yung plus lagi at the end of the line, and then plus, and then next. Pwede kayo next line na. Or pwede yung geom point andi dito sa continuation mo. But you cannot put the plus at the beginning of a line. Okay, so let's run this. Okay. Yeah. So you can see here the plot for departure delay and your arrival delay. So we can see here that they're really highly correlated. No? Ibig sabihin, pag tumaas yung departure delay natin, tataas din sa arrival delay. Natural, guys, that was expected. No? Pag nadidelay ng malaki yung yung departure, of course, madidelay din ng malaki yung arrival. So it's really can be seen na talagang positively correlated siya, which means a decrease in departure delay will decrease also arrival delay, and corollarily, an increase in departure delay will increase arrival delay. So pareho yung sign direction ng nila, no? ng galaw. Okay, then we can see here, remove 5 rows containing missing values. Okay, kasi guys, hindi magpa-plot kapag may mga missing values. So dito automatically, nag-delete si ggplot ng mga missing values. Okay, if we check na natin guys, tingnan natin yung summary ng Alaska flights. Ito kasi yung data na ginamit natin. Alaska flights, summary niya. Okay, so arrival delay, ito. Arrival delay guys, 5 NAs, 5 missing values. Departure delay then, 5 NAs then. Ibig sabihin, there were 5 missing values. And as we said before, guys, kapag may mga missing values, hindi rinaran yan. Pero dito sa ggplot2, nag-warning siya, no? Nag-remove siya ng 5 rows containing missing values. Now, just quickly guys, let's compare that with Control-Alt-I. What if we got the mean? Alaska flights, and then yung departure delay. So what we're doing here is we're getting the mean of Alaska flights. Ano nangyari? Hindi siya nag-produce ng result, no? Kasi may mga missing values na. Okay, so remember that guys, kung mag-aantay ng mga moments, mean, standard deviation, second moment, third moment, mag-e-error siya pag mini-measure natin yun kasi may mga missing values. Pero dito sa ggplot, pinat pa rin niya kaso nagbigay siya ng warning. Once again, remove 5 rows containing missing values. Okay, so quickly answer the following questions. What's the relationship between departure delay and departure delay and arrival delay time? Sorry, arrival delay time. Control C. Let's use the correct variable name. What's the relationship between departure delay and arrival delay? We said that it's directly related, okay, positively related. When you say positively related, guys, it means that if one variable increases, the other variable increases also. Negatively correlated means when one variable increases, the other variable decreases. Okay? So yung warning message kanina, sabi natin na may mga missing values. Okay? And then comment on the clustering of the data. How do we comment on this, guys? Ano kaya ibig sabihin nito? The-cluster ng data natin dyan. Anyone would like to explain kaya? Very practical lang guys, explanation. Bakit nag-cluster yung data dito? Anyone? Just raise your hands please, or just unmute yourself. Bakit nag-cluster yung data dito? Dito sa origin sa 00. Yes, Jonas, thank you.
Tayo lang, sir.
Sure.
There's not much delays occurred within these Alaska flights, sir.
Yes, very good. For the whole year 2013 kasi itong data natin, the whole year of 2013, the concentration of the data, most of the data departed on time and arrived on time. Dito may konting mga nauna, no? Pero generally guys, yung concentration of data is in this area. Ibig sabihin, kung meron man a few minutes departure delay, a few minutes arrival arrival delay. No? So, but the concentration is really more on leaving on time and arriving on time. So that's what this means, clustering natin. So we answered this, guys. Why do you think there is a cluster of points near 0, 0? As Jonas pointed out, thank you, Jonas, that the most of the flights left on time and arrived on time. Okay. Now, a while ago, how did we plot this? Okay, we identified the data. Data is equal to Alaska flights. Mapping is equal to a step. This is the complete name of the code. But guys, it's already understood we can dispense with the use of data is equal to. Kasi understood na yan na ang una dito is data. And then the next one, in fact, ito pwede na rin tanggalin to. No? But let's just leave that for a while. Ito, pwede na rin natin tanggalin yung mapping. If we delete that mapping, understood na yan na yung A-step functions will be the mapping. Okay? So if we plot this, it will give us the same plot. Okay, oops. Sorry, binago ko pala dito, guys. No? Kanina dito, di ba, ginamit ko geom point. Notice, guys, that just by changing the object, no? Dito ang ginamit ko geom smooth. So, hindi points ang bibigay sa atin, but a smooth line. So you can see here, guys, that yung relationship ng departure delay at saka arrival delay is really positively correlated. And you can see here at this point, halos walang difference. No? Yung 95% interval nila. Okay? Dito, malaki dito. No? Yung difference ng mga observations natin. But dito sa 0-0, sa clustering dito, halos wala. Ibig sabihin talaga magkakatabi sila sa points na yun. Okay? Right. Now, this is what I was mentioning to you about a while ago. If we put plus here at the beginning of the line, could you kindly run this, guys? Ano mangyayari? What will happen if the plus is found at the beginning of the line? And then kindly check, please. What happened, guys? Okay, Jonas. Okay, thank you. How about the rest? Mark, thank you. Ken Plot. No? RJ, thank you. Yan. Gab, thank you. Error. Okay, you're correct, guys. No? So ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, no? Do not put the plus at the beginning of the line. Okay, kasi pag rinang natin to, okay, mag-e-error yan. Okay, so R will not accept that. Dapat yung plus, if ever you need to break it down into different lines, Control X, dapat dito natin ilalagay. No? Okay, and then run natin to. It will now run. Okay. All right. Then again, also guys, as I said a while ago, we can remove yung data at saka yung mapping. Understood na yan, guys. Understood na yung mapping na yan, guys. That will be the second part here. Okay, so i-run natin. Departure delay, arrival delay. Okay, so we didn't put the data is equal to, we didn't put the mapping is equal to, it still run. Okay, so since alam natin na ang complete talaga data is equal to and mapping is equal to, but that can be dispensed with. Maintindihan din natin. Okay, so let's talk more about, we have still around 10 minutes, overplotting. Okay, so what's overplotting? You notice when we plot this, guys, yung kanina, itong geom point, what happened? What happened? So, yung concentration, ang dito, di ba? So, there was overplotting. And it can cause some confusion because it's hard to tell the ilang points ba yung andyan dyan. Kasi nag-ano na sila, nagkapatong-patong na, no? Okay, so we can adjust this a bit, no? Just to see kung ano talaga yung concentration ng data na yan. So we can adjust the transparency of the points, okay? Or we can put a little shaking to it. Yung shake parang inaalog natin ng konti, no? And that's called a jitter, or these are nudges. Okay. Careful lang tayo mamaya, papakita ko sa jitter kasi hindi pa pwedeng extremely i-jitter mo kasi magiging iba na yung parang data set natin. Okay, so in order to just address a bit yung statistical density natin, yung distribution concentration ng data, pwede natin i-adjust ng konti. Okay, the first one is yung transparency niya. And that's what we call alpha. So take a look at this. Okay, tanggalin na natin yung guys, para masanay na tayo na wala yung data is equal to, tsaka mapping is equal to. Okay, there. All right, here we have the same. This is our data, this is our map. Yung coordinate natin, x and y. And then we're also plotting it by geo point. And then we can use the alpha. Yung alpha, guys, i-adjust yung transparency. Okay, kapag malapit sa 0, okay, versus malapit sa 1, ano yung difference nila? Sige, i-plot muna natin to. Let's plot this. Okay, what do you notice, guys? Okay, diba naging transparent siya. And the closer your alpha to 0 is, so very, very light yan. The closer it is to 1, black na black din yun. So if I make alpha is equal to 1, wala na rin yun. Wala na rin transparency yan. It's equal to, as in black na rin parang yung kanina. So it's the same as the one a while ago. So the alpha function will allow us to, okay, pag 0 naman guys, ano mangyayari? Pag 0 yan, wala ka na nakita. Kasi parang ginawa mo na napaka-transparent. No? Pag 0.5, so you can just play around with this and see. Okay, so medyo hindi pa rin. No? Yung kanina yung 0.115. No? Oops. Okay, sorry. Anyway, what we're doing here, guys, is just we're adjusting the transparency. Okay, so kita natin dito, no, yung concentration medyo dito talaga, no? Sa a little below 0 for departure delay, and also a little below 0 sa arrival delay. So we can see here the concentration by adjusting the transparency. A while ago we used 0.1. Let's run this again. Okay, so medyo dito, no? So a little below 0. Mas konting departure delay. Tapos mas malaki ng konti yung arrival delay. So yun ang medyo concentration natin. 0, 0, meron din naman. But really it's more on a few minutes na umalis na mas maaga, and a few minutes na dumating ng mas maaga. Yung black na yan, no? Yung black portion na yan. Okay, any questions about the alpha, guys? Any questions? Clear yung alpha? Okay, good. So alpha adjusts the transparency, guys, and it's very important, especially kung may overplotting tayo. And what's overplotting, guys? The data are plotted on top of each other kasi same point sila, no? Or they're very close to each other. So one way to address that, to really see kung ang talagang overplotting, is to do a transparency using alpha. Another way, guys, is to nudge it a bit. Okay, yung nudging, guys, that's what we call your jittering. Okay, so kanina ginamit natin si geo point, and then inside it is your alpha. Ito naman gagamitin natin, guys, si geo jitter. Okay, so pareho pa rin yung natin, yung data at saka yung mapping, but our object now is geo jitter, and then mag-define tayo ng width at saka na height. So let's run this. Okay, what do you notice about this, guys? You notice, guys, medyo parang ginalaw natin, parang sinake natin yung data natin. No? So gumalaw ng medyo gumalaw, no? So parang nag-expand siya. So hindi na siya bandang 0 di ba? So ito bandang 50 na to, no? So medyo gumalaw yung data natin. No? So that's what the jitter function does. And then you can experiment on that. You can experiment, kunyari, baka pag masyado kasi malaki guys, kunyari width 50 at saka height 50, okay? You come up with a plot that you can no longer recognize, ibang-iba na siya. Umabot na dito sa 100 yung di ba? It's now quite different already, no? So, careful guys in jittering kasi pag gumamit tayo ng malaking height at saka width at saka height, then baka you'll come up with different plots already. So I'll leave you guys to experiment on that. And lastly, guys, you can combine jitter with alpha. So here, ginagamit natin si J yung jitter, ginamit natin 20 yung width, 20 yung height, and then jitter na 0.2. If you run this, there. Okay, so combination to ng jittering at saka ng alpha. At ang width, mas liitan natin, 1, 10 lang, at saka 10. Alpha is 0.2. Okay, so the smaller the jitter, guys, konti lang yung niya. Konti lang yung pag-shake niya. No? So dito kita natin talaga yung concentration talaga. It's really close to below 0. Ibig sabihin, marami yung mga umalis ng mas maaga, tsaka marami din yung mga dumating ng mas maaga. Yung mga black points na yan. Okay. Alright, it's jittering is strictly a visualization tool, guys. Tandaan nyo ito, The original values saved in the data frame remain unchanged. Pag jitter natin yan, hindi ibig sabihin na gumalaw na yung data natin. Ano lang, visualization tool lang yan. Okay? It's not, it did not change the value. Okay, so it's already time, guys. Hindi natin masisimulan to. May I, since wala tayong pasok sa Wednesday, guys, request ko lang kung pwede, guys, sana medyo iran nyo na rin to. No? So dito, weather data, galing dito sa NYCFlights 13. Okay, so tinala natin and then we'll call it. So, andyan yung weather natin, guys. And then i-view lang natin. View. Okay, so ito yung ito yung siya, 26,115 entries. Okay, again, 1 to 18 variables. Yung origin, yung Newark, yung LaGuardia, at saka JFK, year, month, date, etc. So meron tayo bilang temperature, merong pressure, precipitation, wind speed. Ito naman yung weather, no? Weather data. Okay? So next meeting, guys, may I request you to please go through this, itong weather natin. Okay? Tapos this is something, guys, I want you to know. Paano kung dalawa yung condition? Ito kunyari, galing sa Newark at saka January at saka less than earlier than January 15. So ito, guys, yung examples, may konting discussion dito. So please go into this. Okay? And then kung ang pinapaplot kasi natin, guys, yung temperature, tapos gagamitin natin yung time R, then geom line is the best way to go there. Line dapat kasi time series to. Okay? So are there any questions, guys? Tatanggalan itong December 14 kasi last term to. Then may practice kayo dyan. Okay, so any questions? Okay, good. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Please keep safe. Have a blessed week ahead. Rest well. And then also try to study your lessons also. Okay, thank you. Sino yung papacheck ng attendance? Post ko na yung stop